podcast without me?
We did.
We did.
Good.
It was so much better.
Good. All right, I'll leave. I mean, if we can take this off my plate, I'll be out, actually, if you want me out.
It wasn't the same.
No.
It wasn't really the same.
Who was here?
Harry.
Harry sat
was
in
here?
for you.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
She's way more chatty
It
now.
wasn't as fun.
No, it was like more serious.
Yeah, it was way more serious.
Lame.
What
Yeah,
did
it's your
well, the
daddy.
first
Did
part
Elly
we
just
talked
ask
about.
a bunch of questions, I bet?
What?
No, it was
No,
like
it was a lot of stories. Really.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then it kind of went mindset at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't do that on purpose.
No,
I
it
didn't
was
try to
good.
take it over. I was like
I kind of egged you on a little. So
a little bit.
it's-
You did ask some questions.
But I did want to know. They were stuff. But I mean, so it was just different in that my abs didn't hurt from laughing like the one before. 100, there was a lot of laughter. 101, we got a little serious.
A little serious.
We're ready to shift gears. We hear stories about your trip, Rich.
Oh,
We're on the
yes.
edge of our seat.
I've got a
here.
cat story for you.
Go for it.
And Silver has a cat story.
Did you know there was a cat hanging out outside the gym?
Nope. Did you take it in? Is it yours?
Well,
now?
actually, Josh and Abe rescued it, and it is at our house now. But it was actually kind of perfect because the next day they started building the cover out there,
Yeah.
and
It was gonna get.
it was
Yeah,
gonna
Abe
be.
took it to the vet.
How hurt was it? I didn't even realize it was hurt till you showed us the
It was shown
pictures.
on the back. Yeah.
Oh.
Ouch.
Kind of thinking maybe it got caught in an engine compartment, and someone drove over here with it, and she's a
Jumped out.
tiny little thing, man.
Yeah. Is that a kitten?
What are you eating?
Yeah, tiny little kitten.
What's happening over there?
He's eating a
Ben.
tomato with salt.
So, my dad does that, but he also adds mustard.
You can't spin it with one hand.
He's grinding the salt.
It's
Wow.
fresh ground sea salt. Like, it's good.
Ben is.
Fresh pepper.
You know,
That looks disgusting.
Actually,
It's
it's
good.
random that he's eating that
Yeah.
right now.
It is good
I'm
though.
so hungry.
Ben
We
gave me
need a
some-
Ben cam so we
We
can
do,
switch
that's
it
what
over.
I
to
mean.
we do need like a little.
It's like zoomed all
So
the
it's
way in.
like Ben's like just in the bottom corner, so you can see the weird things that Ben does
Yeah.
off camera.
That's a really good idea, actually.
The Ben cam.
The bin cam.
Ben actually gave me some grilling advice as I'm gonna
Grilling advice.
this weekend. I was like, hey, what can I make as a side on the grill? And I did it, Ben, and I was
Did
gonna
you?
take a picture and tag you in it.
Oh, that was a miss. She smiled.
And it was the broccoli, so I put a little bit of butter and olive oil in the bottom of tin foil, put broccoli on it, and then I got that Weber's seasoning that he suggested,
that
put on
sounds
the
so
broccoli,
good.
and
Did you
then
get the
grilled
barbecue?
it.
That's
it good?
The burger one.
There's a
It was so good.
yes. There's a
Yes.
I forget who. I think it's Weber. It's just a barbecue seasoning. It's amazing.
I got that
On-
one too.
on,
It was really good.
the chicken thighs.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
good,
good.
for
What I
sure.
do is soak chicken thighs in beer for
Ooh, that sounds good.
in the morning. From then, from till we cook them and then throw on the seasoning. It's amazing.
Have you guys tried
Yeah,
that
it was
everything
really
but
good.
the bagel seasoning?
Oh, that stuff is
Yeah,
so good.
So good.
It's good in eggs.
From Trader Joe's and
You can get it anywhere now, pretty much. But I think Trader Joe's maybe was the.
yeah.
Everything bagels.
So it's like the seasoning that's on the everything bagel, but they just put it in a thing,
Ooh, that
In a
sounds
shaker.
good.
in a shaker. Yeah.
Sugar.
Do you eat bagels at all?
Well, every once in a while. Not like they're not on my list of
No.
things that I
I,
typically
Not in
I
your
miss a
house.
good bagel.
Yeah.
Man.
Bagel with just butter is good.
Yeah.
Oh, with
Yeah.
cream cheese.
Buttered
Sam,
buttered
cream
toast
cheese.
with grape jelly might be on the top 5 of my favorite things ever. It's
Really?
so simple and so
really good.
good. Or with cinnamon sugar.
Mhm. Put it in the
Oh,
broiler.
yeah.
Yep.
That's what I used to do.
Yep.
Butter
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Butter it and then put it in the
Yeah,
broiler.
and let it kind
Good.
of brown
I
up.
would do that
Okay.
with peanut butter jelly.
What's actually good too is if you get some butter
good.
and turn on the frying pan
Yeah.
and cook it in the frying pan.
Oh.
So like and then flip it over, butter it. Oh, it's
I
actually
haven't
really
tried
good.
that.
Try
That's
that.
probably
It makes
faster.
it pretty like saturated
Yeah.
butter. Oh, it's good.
We don't have a toaster, so we toast on our frying pan.
Yes,
Not
it's
with
good, right?
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
stick of butter, but maybe
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
half-
I will.
half
Yeah,
stick.
half stick.
Yeah.
Not
You
jelly.
toasted me some toast before in your pan. It was excellent.
Yes.
It's like, this is great. Tasia was making me lunch there for a couple days. I'm like, I'm in.
I actually
Come
think that
over.
might be my favorite way to make toast.
on the pan. Yeah,
That sounds really good.
you have to be patient. It takes a little
It's
longer.
like Egyptian eyes or egg in a basket.
Oh,
those,
yeah.
Those. You ever had those? Where you butter it and take a cup,
Oh,
cut the
yeah.
hole out, and then drop an
That's
egg in
good.
it, or try to put 2 eggs in there.
That
I am
was
so
Sarah
hungry right
Sigmund's
now.
daughter's favorite thing while she was in Cookville. She'd go to Cracker Barrel and just get the
Egg in a
eggs in a basket.
Is that
We
with
called
the-
them
Oh, you can
Egyptian
order it that
eyes.
way?
I don't
yeah.
know why.
What?
You can order it that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah.
Oh. Cracker Barrel has them.
No,
Have you had an
try
Egyptian
next
eye,
time.
Ben?
What? You're like a cook.
Eggs in a basket?
Yeah.
What does that even look
It's
like?
basically a piece. You take a piece of toast. You take a cup.
Oh, yeah, I
cut
made
it
that.
up.
I made
They're
that.
good.
It's really
They're
good.
so good.
Yeah.
Toast and
Sorry,
eggs.
I didn't know that was a Texan
Sunny side
import.
up eggs are amazing.
Fantastic.
I was telling Ben on our road trip, which I'll get into in a second, Austin might be a more conspiracy theorist than he is.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
He watched so many videos. Have you ever heard of the Cabal or the Q?
No.
It's these secret societies that they think run everything,
Nice.
and it's
Call me. I want in.
intense. No, you don't.
Oh, I don't.
Like I watched one of the videos with him, and I'm like,
Is it like the owl, like a giant owl thing, like out in the woods in Canada?
no, it's like no. This is like
Oh, what was that? Yeah.
You
know
want
what
to
I'm
let
out? I
us?
can't think of it. I grew up watching that stuff, and I can't even think what it's
this is
called
like
now.
the Cabal is like this underground society where they're Satan worshippers, and they like
Oh, jeez.
like, did you hear the Wayfair conspiracy thing where you could
Yeah.
buy a cabinet, but it was really code of
Yeah.
buying a kid and all this
Was
stuff?
that real?
No, I mean,
Well, we
there's
don't
a lot
know.
of like fake
People
news.
made
We
it
don't
seem
know.
like that was.
I mean,
I did hear about that one because it was like a generic plastic cabinet that was
it
like
wasn't
thousands
generic,
of
but it was
Yeah.
like it was an industrial cabinet.
But there's
like,
pillows like that too. There's like a couple things. Like it's like, hey, you can get this small
they were
pillow
trying
for
to say that like
$32.
real.
it's not. I don't think it's real. Like, who knows? I'm not gonna.
I hope it's
don't
not
know
real.
enough
I
about
do
it. But
too.
Wayfair,
I hope it is, just so we can
They
all
were saying
prove to you
Wayfair
guys
was
how right we
basically
are.
a child trafficking
my gosh.
front.
I mean, I don't
So
think
you could
that's
buy
true.
this cabinets for like $14,000.
Oh.
But you're really buying a child. Like it was.
That's pretty messed
Some
up.
woman
Yeah,
put it on
super
Twitter and
messed
it blew up and like
Oh, wow.
crazy.
I saw people like reposting though. That's why I thought it was.
Yeah, it's
social
just
media isn't
social
true.
media.
Is that-
Free Britney.
Okay, I don't want to.
That's real.
I
That's
haven't
real.
seen Free Britney.
The-
Free Britney Spears.
What's
we
wrong
had
with
this
her?
discussion.
You haven't heard this?
No.
Ben's talked about this
Guys,
for like
I have social media. I'm on like 8 weeks now.
I only
Wow.
know because of
That's
Ben
incredible.
It's
and
impressive.
Haley.
You feel so much peace in your life.
Yes.
And Abe.
I looked at I searched Hillary Froning's Instagram just to see what pictures she posted while we were on the trip, and that's all I looked at. And can't if you click on like the comments to see the comments, then it makes you try to sign in. And I was like, nope, all right, I'm out. Because
perfect.
somebody made a comment on our post about Train with Rich, why nobody was wearing masks. And I wanted to make a comment and be like, hey, every single person got tested for
tested,
COVID,
yeah.
so suck it.
Yeah.
And so,
still there.
Yeah.
Blood test, folks. Blood
Well, there's
test.
like conspiracy theories floating around here at Mayhem. No joke.
About
what is it?
About what?
Like Mayhem 30 has like all kinds of underground things going on. Seriously, I showed up to work up there and I'm like,
Jim, I told you to keep your mouth shut.
oh, I'm not supposed to expose it?
Wow.
I've been gone, so I don't even know what.
Yeah, like they
Everything's
have.
changed.
They got like secret workouts. They got.
We do have secret
Underground.
workouts.
That's
Secret
true.
workout group used to be a
Okay,
thing.
well,
But
Ben.
that's real.
No, but the
yeah.
Cabal, like,
Oh.
it's insane. They were talking about like, I mean, it's crazy.
Is there levels? Like, can you be a grand wizard of the cabal?
I don't really know. I just
Grand
know
wizard.
that supposedly the Clintons and all the presidents were in on it, and like JFK was part of the Q, and that's why he got killed. And JFK Jr. was supposed to like Trump is part of the Q, which is the people that are against the cabal. There's this like
Wow.
it's deep, and I looked at Austin.
People have way too much time.
It way
gonna
too
say.
much time. It was
It's a rabbit hole for sure.
It was way too much. Like I can understand. There's probably some like underground dealings that go on in politics, 100%. But the fact that like they were saying that kids are getting sacrificed and drinking their blood, like
God.
it's
Yeah,
like way too
That's
far.
real.
Please told me about
Adrenochrome
this.
is real.
And then
what?
like
It's
the
been around for a long
pedophile
time.
rings and like Pizzagate and all this stuff. It's way too
you
far for
have
me.
to let Ben tell you about Britney Spears.
Yeah, no. This is like.
What's the Free Britney?
So she's.
Look how serious he just breaks into it. Like,
So
I mean, he
you
tried to get the
remember
website.
in
I remember,
2008.
oh, yeah.
Free
when she went
Britney!
crazy.
Yep.
2008. Okay, well they put her under. I think it's called a conservatorship or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what it's called.
Conservatorship?
And basically, her dad is her legal guardian for like ever. And
Hillary follows her on Instagram. She said it's great.
yeah, it's all
She
safe.
posts
definitely
some
medicated.
entertaining
Okay.
She,
stuff.
yeah.
for sure.
So she like her dad forces her into all these concerts and things, right? But she only gets $1,500 a month.
What?
Which maybe she should.
Have
Maybe
you seen
she's
her house?
Huh?
Have you seen her
Yeah,
house?
she's like a huge mansion, and she's got like 6 couches in her living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably has like 12
Yeah,
houses.
she's
It's
$1,500 a
Britney
month.
Spears.
That's like part of the deal. Like I guess so she can't like go crazy and like spend all her money. Anyways,
Might not be a bad idea.
anyways, on TikTok, like there's like videos of her where she's talking like a normal person and she's like working out and all this, but then like you'll scroll up a little bit to like more recent videos and she's got like a high pitched voice. she looks like kind of crazy and like she's working out with her boyfriend. You can see him telling her to smile. He'll be like, smile. And she'll like start smiling.
This is exactly what I look like in the morning when I get up every day.
Maybe you just tell her to
just
smile
like
so
this,
more people
like
will
high
be.
pitched
Okay,
voice.
listen, my point here is that somebody's telling her always what to do, right? Well, she
Somebody's
came out
telling
with this.
all of us what
She
to
came
do.
out with this video.
It's called marriage.
Somebody,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's called
somebody told her
Free
in your
rich.
next video. Free rich.
Let's start free rich.
That's good.
Well, you don't have social media, so
Oh, that's right.
that's gonna be a big conspiracy.
I do have social
He doesn't
media.
have social
Follow me
media
at
Wait, so
because
is that part
You
of
wanna
your
see-
conspiracy, Rich? You have no
Someone
social media, so
behind
no
him
one can help
work
you?
out.
I can't get a tattoo. Yep. No. I'm
forcing him to work out all day.
not in
today.
control.
I'm
Real
here
life.
against my will.
Rich's box is getting shorter. And
I don't want to talk right now. I'm being prodded. Every time I'm silent, I get shocked. Freerich.com.
Anyways, going back to the serious and non-conspiracy
sorry.
because it's truth. Free Britney. Somebody said in your next video, wear
I'm not
yellow
being
if you need
conspiracy,
help.
it's Free Rich. What?
She wore yellow in her next video. Okay, but listen to this. Listen to this.
My gosh.
And then,
Trey tells me to wear these shorts for videos, and I do.
but the people told her to wear yellow if she needed help, and she wore yellow because she needs help.
Well, I wore the shorts because I need help.
Can't you see how he keeps blinking his eyes?
I wore this hat because I need help.
All right, in your next podcast, if you need help,
Two
wear
blinks
pink.
for yes.
Pink.
Yeah,
I don't have anything that's pink.
find something.
Okay.
Find a crop top
Then we'll
or
really
something out
know.
of Hillary's
Okay.
closet.
We've got updated packages on Mayhem Athlete that are simple and now give you way more value. Our competitor packages grant you immediate access to all of our individual programs, content we put out on a daily basis in the SugarWatt app, live classes, workout prep notes, and more. It's the programming I follow. Just look at what it did to me. I don't win the CrossFit Games by accident, you know. What are the chances of a guy like me working out and ending up like a guy like you? Not good. Not good, like 1 in 100? I'd say more like a 1 in a million. So you're telling me there's a chance. Dumb and Dumber.
Like it.
Or if you just want to be good at working out in 30 minutes, or if you just want to, if you just want to get a good workout in 30 minutes to an hour, we have the Everyday Athlete package ready for you. You might not win the CrossFit Games following this one, but you sure can get in shape and have a lot of fun with our live classes and everyone doing the workouts on the SugarWatt app. Sign up to join me and the crew to do the workouts with you at 8:30 a.m. Central, Monday through Thursday. Every now and then, okay, I'm not reading this. That doesn't even. Boy, did they totally redeem themselves with our Mayhem Athlete programming. Our Mayhem Athlete affiliate program is rocking and rolling. Don't let your gym members miss out on the fitness. Darren and the rest of us here are working hard to give you and any gym the CrossFit Mayhem fitness experience. We provide daily coaching, videos, programming notes, warm-ups, cool downs, and more exclusive content and offers. Lastly, we have added every single one of the classes we offer here at CrossFit Mayhem so you can run your gym just like ours. Outside the typical CrossFit classes, we now give you our programming for page note break. At-home version of our daily workouts, the life class, the endurance class, our running class, our spin class, our kids 5 to 8-year-old class, our preteen 8 to 12-year-old class, and teens 13 to 17. Go to CrossFitMayhem.com/programming to get your gym or yourself on our programming and join the Mayhem Athlete family. I didn't know we were giving away that much stuff.
I didn't even know you
I
had
didn't
that many
sign
classes.
off on that, so you're welcome.
Because it's a conspiracy.
I was gonna
Conspiracy.
say,
I don't even
because
run this
really-
place. Get out of here. Go away. Go away.
No.
Hey, Trice. I got soap in here. You want soap?
No.
That's Trice's new
I
thing.
was gonna say, you're gonna tell people what the soap thing's about?
What?
Well, everybody survived the trip. I mean, everybody's alive.
Barely. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a solid contact.
away. Beat it, nerd. All right. Yes, trip.
You've been gone for 10, 11, 12 days.
11, 12 days.
So
I made
Jim
it.
won the bet.
I'd like to say that I won the
You
bet.
won the bet, Jim?
Like easy.
I was closest.
Like you
Told you.
crushed it.
Yep.
Yeah. It felt like a month and a half.
It feels like you've been
About
gone that
day
long.
4, it felt like a month and a half. And then when we started coming home, I was like, man, it didn't feel like that long. So, so it was an incredible, great time. And it was the most miserable experience of my life at the same time. No, I'm just kidding. So we started out. We didn't really have a plan. So me, Hillary,
cool.
our 3 kids, and then Elly and Austin, and then their daughter, Indy. So 4 adults, 4 kids. Bob Franks, shout out Bob Franks, texted him. I was like, hey, we were looking at renting an RV, and I texted him. He has an RV, and I said, what are the chances you'd let us rent your RV? He's like, I'd be honored if you take it. I was like,
wow.
I feel bad doing that, Bob. Let me get him some stuff.
Right.
Probably a Rogue gift card he's going to like, and then some, some gift cards that he'll actually use. If you give him money, he's going to try to give it back.
Did you send bottles of water to his house and something else to his house? And
Bottles
toilet
of
paper?
water, Capri Sun, and toilet paper.
Okay, yeah. They got it, and they were like, it was so nice, but it didn't say who it was from, and we figured it was Rich because he and his friends went in the fridge and crushed some Capri Sun, and it was really thoughtful. So
That's
they were
really nice.
Freddie stole Capri
Yeah.
Suns, and I felt bad, so I ordered 48 Capri Suns, 70 rolls of toilet paper because we're always using toilet paper, and 48 waters.
They were
Nice.
very thankful for that. They were trying to do the
As
background
well as
information.
I sent him a bunch of meat from E3. So,
wow.
So I say all that. It was incredible. Instead of us having to rent an RV, the only problem was, and it's not really a problem. There's 2 twin beds and a pull-out queen bed
Okay.
for 8 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So numbers, math, all that.
Yeah.
The money we saved from not renting an RV, though, we stayed at hotels.
Perfect.
Quite a bit. Driving out there, it was awesome. So you could get about 5.5, 6 hours on a tank of fuel. There's not much to see, or we've seen a lot from here to Colorado. So
Right.
me and Austin were like, we're gonna just hammer through.
Right.
Good idea until it gets about 2 a.m. Pretty tired. West Kansas, and we're like, we started Googling, hey, can you pull over at a rest stop
No.
and sleeps? You
Yeah.
can. In
Okay.
Kansas, it's okay.
There's just no rest stops. Well, depends on
there
what road
was,
you're on.
yeah, we found some.
Yeah.
So first night, we decide about 2 a.m. We throw in the towel. Me and Austin are driving back and forth. Kids are crushing it. We stopped in Columbia, Missouri. Let the kids play a little bit at a playground for about an hour. Got some food. Hopped back in the RV. But they were basically in an RV for 24 hours, almost 25 hours straight. We're driving through Kansas City. I've got a friend that stays there, Steve. He lives there, and he's trying to get us to stay. And we're like, we got the kids. We're just going to power through it. So he's like, well, where are you going to go? We're having these kind of CrossFit meetings in Boulder. So idea was like, the first landing spot, Boulder sounds like a good, we're out west. We wanted to go up into Wyoming a little bit. Yellowstone was a little too far. I didn't want to have the kids in the car for more than 4 hours at a time, really. So plan was Boulder, and then maybe up through Colorado some, hit some in Wyoming, go up to the Black Hills, and then through the Badlands, and then back, right? So we get there, we get to Boulder, well, as we're on our way, and Steve's like, hey, my brother-in-law lives in Boulder. Why don't you guys stay at his house? They're going to be gone for a month. And I was like, I don't really feel right doing that. He's like, no, I promise, it's okay. And I was like, it may be good. Let the kids get out. It's a house. They have a pool, all that stuff, whatever. Be great. So we get there, garage code. We get in the house, and it's like super nice house, but it's lived in, if that makes sense. So like there's kind of toys out kids have been playing. There's some it looks like they just ran to the store and we're coming back. Felt really weird. So the girls start like cleaning up, and I'm like, you sure he's like, yep, they're good. They're gone for a month. There's a family coming.
Oh, no.
I'm like really
Just wait,
stressed right
just
now.
wait.
Oh, no.
The family, they told another family they could stay there this weekend though. So you got till Friday. I'm like, perfect. We didn't want to. We were going to stay the night and then be gone. Go up to kind of Estes Park was our idea. We were looking at like Vail, Estes Park, up in where else?
Up in the national park there?
Up in there. And so a steamboat. We were looking at that. And so as we're doing that, me and Austin had to go to we went to the store to get some supplies. Bob has this like back rack on the camper, so I put some weights and stuff on there, stroller, kids bikes and stuff. It says it holds 500 pounds. The problem is it can be lifted up. So when you lift it up, it slides out of a little bit farther, so the arm is out a little farther, and then when you put it down, you're supposed to slide it in a little farther. He didn't leave that. He left that fact out.
Oh.
So we'd have had it out farther, so it's starting to like bend down.
no.
So anytime we would go up like from the main road off to a pitch, it would just scrape the road.
No.
So we decided to go get a new one, right? Well, we're at the store doing that, come back, swimming. Hillary comes out. We're out in the pool, maybe 5 minutes. The kids have been there most of the day. We're starting to like make ourselves at home, that type of deal. And so Hillary comes out. We're in the pool for 5 minutes. She goes, hey, the babysitter's here. the family hadn't left yet.
Oh.
She wasn't expecting us to be here. There's this massive miscommunication.
no.
The brother-in-law thought we were coming a day later. Didn't tell his wife. Thought we were coming. Whatever.
Oh.
It was the most awkward thing. The babysitter was like, hey, what's going on? The kids are there. Like, there's one that's like Lakeland's age. There's one that's Trice's age.
Who are the people in the pool?
Yeah, exactly. And so we're like, we're going to get out of here.
Right.
And so the little girl's like, hey, sorry, the basement was a mess. We left our toys out. This little kid's like Trice's age. They're running around. He's like, can I see the camper? And I'm like, yeah, just don't go inside because it's going to be weird if your parents come home and you're in our camper. And so it was this real awkward, like, we just got the heck out of there. Well, the wife felt awful because she was like, my husband, there was this massive miscommunication. They thought we were coming a day later. They had like gotten supplies and stuff and had it, but they hadn't cleaned the house or anything. It was just awful.
Oh, no.
My friend is like, hey, I'm sorry. They had just left. You can go back. We're like, yeah, dude, we're not going back there. So that was first day.
It's like you knew, but you didn't know. That is so stressful.
So we go stay at a Renaissance in Boulder. It was great. Got to run with Eric, new CEO of CrossFit, owner of CrossFit. Castro was there talking shit. Dusted him up this hill. This Lion's Lair trail. It was incredible. And
how long was the trail?
About 2.5, 3 miles, something like that, up and then back down. Same.
Cool.
It was fun. It was hard at altitude. Thought it was going to be just like this leisurely kind of trail. Dave's talking shit, like I said, wearing an Into the Storm shirt. I ran by him and I was like, into the storm, huh? And so it was good. I thought we were just doing this leisurely trail. Dave shows up with his AirPods and is like, got music and
ready to compete.
And so, hey.
Is Dave pretty pumped about his new role and everything?
I think so. Seems all right. I was on a couple calls. I didn't go to any of the physical meetings. It was good. It's gonna, there's a lot of layers, I guess, to the situation. There's a lot of years of just miscommunication, lack of communication, years of hurt on either side. So it's going to take some time, but at least it's moving in the right direction, I feel like. So excited to see where Eric's going to take it. And like I said, just having some communication on all fronts will be a positive for sure.
That's
so
cool.
That was good. Got to kind of hang out with everybody, see everybody. From there, we went to Estes Park. It wasn't as far of a drive, so we decided to go up there, stay at Estes Park Resort, which would have been great, but they had just opened their restaurant and they closed their pool. They advertised they had a pool online and didn't tell you that it was closed. So for the kids, that was kind of a letdown. And then they wouldn't serve us food, room service, because we had too many kids. I don't know if they didn't want to break.
How weird is that?
Yeah, so Estes Park Resort, real letdown. It was a beautiful, Violet, leave the door. Beautiful place, just pretty poor communication there.
No kidding.
They had a lake there, but it's basically a glacier runoff. It's super cold. It was awesome. I did a couple plunges in there. But the kids, they would get in there and then they'd get out and they're completely shiver,
Right.
So it was fun though. It was beautiful. Estes Park is amazing. We had a good time there, but like I said, the lack of
that's a bummer.
Saying all that stuff. But we went to Rocky Mountain National Forest, which was there.
Yeah,
awesome.
Just up out of the
green
city
Jeep tours we used. They were great. Eric was a good driver, and
you see all the elk.
Saw elk literally within a hand. Reach out and touch them.
So they drive you around trails, or what do they?
They drive you up kind of the back roads and the dirt roads up there, and kind of explain everything. And it was awesome. We had a great time. That was cool. So that's where the trip gets good. So we decide to go from there. We go to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And so...
You sound really far at this point.
Yep. We're up we get to Cheyenne, or on our way to Cheyenne, there's Terry's Ranch. It's a bison ranch. They supposedly supply 80 to 90% of all bison meat eaten in the U.S. They've got 3,000 head of bison. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's go see them. Wow. It's basically a tourist trap. They have a petting zoo and stuff. The kids loved it. Like the whole trip. Once you realize, hey, this is for the kids, not for us. This isn't an adult vacation. This is a kids vacation. They loved it. There was petting zoo, but you get out and we're like, all right, we get to take this train ride out with the bison, and it's literally like Froning Farms. They've only got like 80 of them. Well,
I was gonna say,
they've got
did you
about
raise your hand and be like, I have some
40
of
or
these?
50 of them corralled up, and you feed them these, protein pellets.
Right.
And it was just kind of like, I thought we were gonna see like
The herd.
you
Yeah.
know,
Man.
and you didn't.
Oh,
and
where the buffalo
it was,
roam.
Yeah, it was
Did
kind
you
of
learn anything?
When you came down from Estes, did you come through Loveland?
We kind of went around Love. We went out to was it 29? 29 that comes up there. So we
29th
kind of
Street?
went through.
Oh, yeah, the backside.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like my old stomping
That's your.
grounds.
We kind of
Yeah,
came through
that's where I grew
Loveland.
up.
Yep. And so it was great. Kids loved it. But we went to their their diner there, or the Senator Steakhouse.
Okay.
Food was kind of
Yeah.
and the service was terrible. We were there for 3 or 4 hours with 4 kids, and they wouldn't let us sit at the same table because of social distancing.
no.
So
Did
the
you
girls.
eat any good food out west? Like, were there any places that were like? Any different
There was
than-
in Estes Park. I forget, Hunters, I think is what it was. It was incredible. Food was awesome there. But the service at the Terry's Bison Ranch was.
I've been past there a bunch
Yeah,
of times, but
yeah.
never stopped.
There's a bunch of signs for it. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
this big thing. The train was kind of
Right.
It's kind of a whatever. It was fun. The kids loved it. Like I said, you get past the whole like, hey, this
Right.
is about the kids, not about us.
Right.
So that was fine. Went through Cheyenne. So this is where it gets real good. So from Cheyenne, we decided to go up to the Black Hills. That's where we wanted to go, up in South Dakota. Wanted to go through Custer because that's where Custer is from.
Aw.
There's actual free-range bison out there. We wanted to, see those. So Austin, I'm driving up through Cheyenne. We decided to kind of take. So the kids, we wanted to see some stuff. So we didn't want to take 80 the whole way up.
Right.
It's, or I guess 29. We didn't want to take 29 the whole way up to the Black Hills. There's a 30-minute detour, and you went through a couple different smaller state parks or national parks, and it wasn't that much longer.
Right.
So I'm driving. We had to get fuel, so we would switch every fuel stop, right? Yep, it's real good here. And so I'm driving. Austin's navigating, right? And so we're talking about I'd switch to navigator, so we get fuel. And you know how sometimes when you try to pull out of a gas station, it can't really figure out which way you're trying to go and if you're
Right.
going left or
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, we're supposed to go left. And I'm like, Austin's like, I can't remember which way it says, so we go right.
Ruh-roh.
Well, it says turn around, or it says take this road up here or whatever, and you'll get back on the route. Well, when we go to get on that road, there's a service truck blocking the road. So we go a little farther, county road. Have you ever been on a Nebraska county road?
No, not
Oh,
good.
no.
They're not good,
Yeah.
especially for an RV. That's
Yeah.
super heavy.
Big, long.
Yep. And so we turn off on this county road, and I'm like, he's like, we need to turn around. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So we turn off on this other side road, mud, in an RV. I'm like, okay,
No.
we can't back up
Do you
because it
guys
was up
have
a little.
GPS, or are you
We're
following old school?
on phone.
Oh, okay.
And so you can't back up. So we're like, crap, we gotta go a little farther. Well, it gets to this huge water puddle. I'm like, we're not making that.
Huh.
So there's this field, this farmer's field. It's not planted.
Right.
And we're like, maybe we can turn around there. It looks a little wet. Yep, it was wet.
Yeah.
Sunk. Not sunk, but
Yeah.
you're
Not getting out.
You lose traction whatsoever in an RV. You're stuck.
Right.
Are you in the middle of nowhere
Nowhere.
at this point? Like,
Middle
is this
of nowhere,
like
Nebraska.
Panic?
Nebraska.
Like, who's gonna come and save me? Kind of nowhere.
You can see houses, but if you look out there,
Yeah.
you
There's.
can see houses pretty much. It's
pretty
far
flat.
off.
Just
So
because you can see houses, that doesn't mean
it's not good.
Hello,
it's
where
not good.
is
The whole
Pfeiffer
situation's
Mountain?
not good. So
Nobody.
Austin's like, I'm gonna go walk and get help. And I'm like,
Walk?
Oh.
yeah, I mean, that's the only option we had other than
Right.
calling. But so I didn't want to leave the girls and the kids.
Yeah.
And so luckily the RV has a generator, and we ran AC, and it was really not that big a
so
deal.
they were comfortably stranded,
Yes,
not like
yes, no, we
no one
weren't-
was sweating or starving.
No, it was
or,
fine. There was food. It was just a minor major inconvenience.
Right.
So Austin starts walking to this house, no dice. Walks to this next house, no dice, nobody there. Starts walking back. Guy pulls up, and Austin waves him down. He's like, explains what happened. He goes, yeah, we don't use those roads ever.
Yeah.
He goes, that's my boss's
Ever.
field. He's like, I've got to go run some errands, and then I'll get a combine and try to pull you out.
Right.
4 hours later.
So we really had some errands.
He's still not back.
No.
So we just called a wrecking company or wrecker. Like
I wonder if
a
the guy
towing
ever
company.
came or if he was
Yeah.
like chumps.
The guy was, yeah, exactly. The guy was like, yeah, we don't use those roads. They pulled us out.
Yeah.
Luckily, we got out. No big deal. It took 15 minutes.
Right.
It was pretty easy. They did a great job. We're on our way. So the problem now is we were going to camp in South Dakota, but it's a little bit too late
Right.
for camping and set up. So we drive through Custer. As soon as we pull into Custer State Park, driving through, bison everywhere. It was pretty cool. Got to see
that's
those.
cool.
Kids got to see those. They were pretty fired up about that. Well, we're driving up to Hill City, South Dakota, because the next day we wanted to go to Mount Rushmore. So
That looked really cool, by the way.
it was awesome.
Like,
it
looked
was
amazing.
great. And so we drive up, and it's a little bit too late. We get to a hotel. The hotel's definitely not the pictures. Quality Inn in Hill City, not the pictures you see online. The room was pretty good.
You mean it was better?
No. When the problem is we're trying to find one room or like a suite for all of us, so we don't have to
Yeah.
get two rooms. Luckily, the rooms weren't as bad as the exterior, but it was not
A little rough.
not up to Hillary Froning standards. So we drop everybody off. Well, we're still in the RV, so we got to get food, right? Well, there's no DoorDash up there, so a lot of places we went had DoorDash. No DoorDash there.
Oh yeah, could you tell people were like quarantined? Like, what was it in the middle of nowhere? Like, was it hard to find
wasn't-
food and things like
Most
that?
of
or-
the places we weren't in the middle of nowhere, except for I'll get to that in a
Okay.
second. But most places to this point were DoorDashable.
Oh,
And because we're in an RV,
DoorDashable,
either
nice.
that or we were, cooking food or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So me and Austin take the RV. Well, Trice and Violet want to come with us, and I'm like, all right, come on. The kids wanted to get back in that RV. It was in
Which shocks me.
We got home
so
and they wanted to
funny.
get back in the RV the next day. And I'm like,
Like,
what the heck is the problem?
they're gypsies.
Gypsies.
They are gypsies.
And so
I love it.
we
The gypsy
decide
kids.
to go get food. Well, there's a Dairy Queen.
Travelers,
I'm like,
I mean.
sweet.
Oh, okay.
That'll work. Whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
pumped about it, but that's what we got.
Can't be
Closed.
beggars, can't be choosers.
Oh.
Subway up the road. Also closed.
No.
Like, son of a...
What day of the week is this?
Monday?
Oh,
Monday
wow.
night? At,
So was it-
At 7:30, 8 o'clock?
That's weird.
So is it from the virus?
Have a
Thanks.
fry, Dad.
I don't think so. It's probably been chewed on. So from there, I'm like, all right, grocery store it is. So I got lunch meat, some Lunchables, pickles, Tostitos,
Sounds pretty
peanut
good.
butter and
Yeah.
jelly. So we had a little picnic in the room.
Okay.
What? And so next morning we get up. It's my birthday. Go to the Mount Rushmore. It's awesome. A lot of people were like, it's the letdown. It's, overrated, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was incredible.
I
It
feel
was
like
cool.
I always heard like in movies and stuff that it was really small, but like I
No.
feel like the pictures
I mean,
you
the
guys
mountain
had
is
were awesome.
huge. The spaces aren't as big as, I don't know. It was awesome. It was,
How long did it take to build Mount Rushmore?
I don't really know.
They didn't provide any information. I had lots
Nah,
of
I mean, you could probably, but we had 4 kids and that we're
Yeah.
trying to corral around.
Right.
no time for learning about Mount
There it
Rushmore.
is.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to give Lakeland some, random facts about each president and stuff. And then
Nice.
as we're walking out, Trice is like, "Bye, George." It's pretty good. So that was awesome. From there, we went to it's called Buffalo Campground, Buffalo Creek Campground or something like that. It was awesome. It was they have a pool for the kids. They have a bunch of stuff. It was a really family friendly. So if anybody, I think it's Buffalo Ridge Campground. Awesome. Probably should have stayed. Foreshadowing, should have stayed another night there. The next day we were going to go to the Badlands. Had heard great things about the Badlands, blah, blah, blah. You can camp there, all that. Well, as we're driving, we noticed that it's 96 or 98 degrees out there. Me and Austin do not want to be anywhere where it's hot. Well, you're driving through through South Dakota. It's green, green, green. All of a sudden, just Badlands.
That's
Like,
exactly-
literally, that's
Hence
the name.
the
The
Native
Badlands.
Americans gave it the name Bad. I forget the actual
a
Native
reason.
American
Right.
name for it, but it meant Badland. Like
Right.
you can't do anything there.
Right.
But Hillary, that's the one place she wanted to go. She wanted to get these pictures. Like everybody told her how beautiful it was, and it's beautiful to see
Right.
once and then
Right.
leave.
Right. Right.
And then drive away.
And so we get there, and Lakeland throws a fit. She's not wearing these clothes that Hillary wants her to wear. Not gonna do it. Trice throws a fit. He's not putting the clothes on. Violet's the only one. Violet's a trooper through the whole thing. What, baby? And so through the whole thing, Violet's the only one that puts her clothes on. Well, there's this just like nuclear war going on in the camper about clothes. Everybody's crying. It's hot. Hillary's mad because me and Austin are like, we're not camping here.
Yeah.
It's too hot. We're not doing this. Hillary's mad at us. This is the only thing she wanted to do, the only place she wanted to go. All this. Well, I'm like, F it, I'm out. So I grabbed Trice. I'm like, let's get out of here, Trice. So we start walking out. Like, as you can see, we're at like a little parking spot where a bunch of people are out and they're like taking pictures and looking. There's this overlook. I'm like, Trice, let's go. So we get out. Well, you're on like kind of a wood boardwalk path, and then it drops off to the gravel or whatever the Badlands are made out of. Trice starts running. And there's like it's not a drainage ditch by any means, but where the water runs through there, it like dips, trips. Face first. No. Busts his nose right here. He gets up, he's crying, he's got gravel all in his teeth.
Oh no.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Well, he calms down. I get him to calm down, but it is so hot there. It's miserable. We walk up to this overlook. Hillary finally comes out. Lakeland's screaming 10 feet behind her. Like screaming, crying. Hillary's mad at Lakeland because she won't come. I have a video. It's incredible. Hillary wants to take pictures of Elly in this dress at the Badlands. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures. They're great pictures.
Yeah,
I don't know how
beautiful.
Hillary does it, but they're incredible. It was the most miserable. The 30 minutes we were out there, we're all sunburned. The kids are pouring sweat, burnt to a crisp. Like they had their cups with them, drank through all their cups. It was the most miserable experience.
So the Badlands lived up
those
to their
pictures, though.
Yeah,
I would
really
never
wet.
go back to the Badlands ever.
Ever.
No.
And so the pictures are just a lie.
A lie, complete lie.
they're
You
good,
need to
though.
see. I'll show you the video. It's so good. So I finally get them back. We get back in the car. Everybody's shot emotionally. So we're like, all right, we're gonna drive back through South Dakota. And we're gonna find somewhere to stay. So as we're driving, I'm like, all right, if I see this place on the Missouri River. Like we wanted to be on a river because a lot of pools are closed, whatever. This has a swimming spot. It's American Creek Campground. They were super nice. We get there, set up camp out a little bit. Oh, as we're driving, a light comes up on the RV, and they started adding these emission things on RVs and diesel trucks in probably, I guess, 05, 06 maybe. Well, now you have to put diesel exhaust fluid. You have to burn off all the soot in the whatever. So this light comes on. We're like, Bob, this light's on. Well, when it's on, it's not that big a deal, but when it starts flashing, it's a big deal. So we try to do it. It means you have to do a parked regen, which means it burns off all that crap. Well, we couldn't get it to regen parked. Well, it says if you get to that point, you're probably in bad shape. But to do it in a normal, to get it to regen, you run it about 70 and it'll burn off all the junk. You get the temperature up, it'll burn it off. Well, we can't get it to the parked, so we're like, screw it, let's just go. And so we run it about 70 or 80 and burn off all the crap. Light goes off. We thought we're good. Everything's good. Get to the campground, camp that night, go to leave the next morning. I'm like, all right, we had a bad day yesterday. We found like in Omaha, there's this kind of kiddish water park that's attached to a hotel in Omaha. I was like, let's do that. Let the kids kind of get a refresher and get them good. We go to start the RV and it'll turn over, but it won't. It's not like getting any fuel. So we're like, son of a. So I call my dad. He's like, sounds like it's not getting fuel. I'm like, that's what I thought, We don't want to kill the battery though if you keep trying.
Right.
So we call it diesel. There's nobody. We're in Chamberlain, South Dakota. There's nobody that does roadside except for one company. So we call, like, yeah. This lady's like, yeah, we'll send somebody out. Hour later, nobody's there. Hillary calls. Oh, I forgot to hand off the piece of paper.
Oh no.
Hour later, we call. Oh, he took the piece of paper. I don't know where he went. Hour later, Hillary calls, has enough. I want to talk to your boss, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, this is not good. This is the only place that does roadside. Don't piss him off. She pissed him off. Well, anyway, they show up. At one point, the lady's like, go ahead and find somebody else.
Oh, no.
I guess it's the power you have when you're the only roadside.
So they end up showing up. This guy shows up. Sean, good dude. Couldn't fix it. Didn't know what to do. Plugged it up. It did throw a light. It was a crankshaft positioning sensor. So there's a sensor on the crankshaft to make sure the crankshaft's in alignment, or else you could basically just catastrophic blow up the motor.
Yeah, totally.
So this sensor is out. Well, they can't get the sensor till Monday.
Oh, good.
And he doesn't even know if that's going to fix it because it still has some regen codes on there. But I think they were old codes that just didn't clear when we regened it.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, let me call around. They wanted to tow us to Sioux Falls. We're in Chamberlain. Sioux Falls is like 200 miles away. So they wanted to tow the RV 200 miles. It was going to be
Would you like be in the back of the RV, or
No,
would you
you
be
had
in
to be
there
in the
like,
camp.
That just
in the
costs a
truck.
fortune, right?
$1,200 for a tow
jeez.
to Sioux Falls. They don't even know what's going to work. So I call around. I called 6 different places trying to find places close. I found one 20 miles away. I think it's Orwego. Incredible. People were awesome. So problem is, though, their tow truck is out in Missouri. That's kind of a family-run operation.
Right.
The wife answers the phones. The son and the dad fix everything. And then the dad was out on a tow in Missouri, so he couldn't get to us. So we had to call. I called 6 different places to find this place. So been on the phone. I'm stressed. Everybody's stressed. So I look at Austin. I'm like, you figure out the tow. You know the only place that would tow?
That place.
The first place.
Oh.
So did they come by?
$500 for a 20-mile tow.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna tow
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Oh.
When
Times
we
2.
found out later, they don't like this place that we towed to.
Times 3.
Yep. And so we get to this place. They're super nice. The lady's incredible. She brings out toys for the kids.
Aw, that's
the
nice.
father-in-law that's 80 comes every day and gets coffee and just sat there and talked to Hillary and Elly for probably an hour and a half.
Probably made his day too.
4 hours later, the son comes in. He's like, hold on. He's like, I got the sensor fixed. It'll start up. Problem now is you got the fuel filter, the O-ring on the fuel filter is leaking, so it's just pushing fuel out. I can't get that part till Monday or Tuesday. The dad walks in. And he's like, what'd you say? He's like, you got to start it up. He's like, just leaking a little bit of fuel. He's like, let's get him out of here. Let's show him how to start. Like, he was awesome. He's like,
Wow.
He's like, you need to fix it. He's like, but you can get home on it if you stop. He's like, here's how you prime the pump and all that stuff.
Oh wow.
So we decide, we're like, all right, let's get home as fast as we can. We toy around with the idea. We're 16 hours. We're like, we're going to drive straight through. I don't know. Like, let's find somewhere to stop. So we stopped in Columbia, Missouri, turned the RV off. I went in. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, I got to work out. So I go work out, come back out to the RV, crank it, starts right up. So I'm like, all right, I think we're all right. Next morning, it sat long enough. All the fuel leaked out of the lines. Won't start.
Oh my gosh.
So me and Austin are loading the RV, and we go to start it. It won't start. Well, the girls are like 15, 20 minutes behind. They walk out, and it's not starting. We're like, get back in the hotel. Like, just get out.
I was gonna say, what's the morale like at this
And
point?
so we're sitting there. So what happened is you prime the pump, you start getting fuel pressure on the pump, and then you try to start it. But we were too worried about getting running the battery down. You would just let it turn over a couple times and then shut it off. So we weren't letting it run long enough to get the fuel going. And so we're doing that, and I ended up calling an RV or a diesel mechanic, and he's like, yeah, I can come out there. I got the parts to fix it. It's going to be $50 for the service call, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, let's go ahead and give me a minute. Or I said, yeah, if you got the part, call me back. And so we, one last ditch effort, I'm like, let's just try it. Austin just sits there and cranks it because we're like, battery will die. He'll charge it, whatever.
Right.
And it, and then takes off. We're like, hell yeah! It's like, everybody get in. And so we just drove it home. We drove it home, and then we got home Saturday night, and then Dad found a fuel filter here, and we replaced the fuel filter. I haven't actually tried to start. I got to take it back to Bob this afternoon.
Right.
I don't want to
Hopefully
take. I still got to drain the poop out of it as well. So.
Right.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Because Lakeland, I swear, Lakeland had to shit every 30 minutes. We made a rule: no shitting in the toilet except for Lakeland. She was. I'm
except
telling
for
you,
emergencies.
the kid had to poop more than anybody I've ever seen. So it was a disaster, but an awesome.
fun.
I
I
mean,
was
and the
gonna say it
kids,
sounded fun.
the kids had no idea. Like
Yeah.
that second day, we got stuck, and luckily we were in a campground on the side of the road.
Yeah.
We had like a little beach day. The kids went and swam. Oh yeah, and then in that Chamberlain, we kind of were running out of food, so we had to order food. The place was a mile away, and they don't deliver.
Oh
And
yeah.
Hillary's like, we'll give you $20, $30 to just bring the food. And that's all right, we only have 2 people working. So I ran to get the food, got there, pouring sweat. It's 100 degrees, pouring sweat.
You had to carry the food back?
I carried the food back,
Nice.
and there were 6 people working. Liars. They were like, we only have 2 people working. We can't, it was awful. So, yeah, it was.
like pack mule.
So is this the first of many road trips?
I would
or?
do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I don't think Hillary will do it. We have to maybe wait a year or 2. But we definitely, need a bigger RV. She was like, because we have that pull behind camper. it would be a disaster having those kids in the stuck in a car seat
Yeah,
for that
not
long.
able to
They
run
could kind of
around.
move
Yeah.
around a little bit in the back. You know, we would keep them kind of harnessed up and make sure they were like
Yeah.
not up in the
Relatively,
front
yeah.
and, you know, like, but
Is it
man,
hard to drive that size camper? Like, could you drive a big one?
yeah, it was honestly like you got the hang of it. You just got to be smart.
No mud. We know
but
that.
yeah, no mud. It's super heavy.
On back roads.
I did see one
Nebraska
video
back
that Hillary posted of Trice on the bed just going,
But honestly, they were troopers. Like, you know, they obviously they had a couple little like they'd get pissed off or like
Yeah,
little
I mean, the
freakouts,
kids,
but they
yeah.
would have had the freakouts no matter where they were
Yeah.
at. But I mean, they were in that camper a lot, and they were completely
That's
running
awesome.
around. They, you know,
It's
we
like
had
a secret.
iPads,
That's
and they would
awesome.
watch, you know, Disney movies. You download Disney Plus and watch stuff, and they were great. Hillary, on the other hand, hated it, so we'll see. So.
Don't forget, like you said, like within a year, like, you know.
those are
short,
the best
tiny one.
memories too. Like
Yeah.
when things kind of go wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was like I said.
For
We've been to
sure.
Florida, to Destin. I don't know, probably 8 to 10 times, and I couldn't tell you. I could tell you very minimal, but literally on this trip, every single day, something I could tell you about
Yeah.
what happened.
That's
like it
awesome.
was.
And that's something
It
they'll
was
remember
awesome.
forever.
Yeah, they'll
You'll
remember it
forever.
And like I said, the kids wanted to get back in the.
I love it.
It was crazy.
So
So
RV life, man.
yeah, so I would do it again in a heart. I'd actually, me and Austin started looking up
Yeah.
buying RVs and going in halves on one.
Yeah.
Just because like it would be awesome.
So he liked it too.
Austin loved it. Allie loved it. We said definitely maybe once a year or like,
Yeah.
you know, a long
That'd be
trip
cool.
like that. Said it'd be cooler to hit a state and stay in that state.
Yeah.
Like do everything in that state.
That would be really cool.
Take some like mountain bikes, stuff like that, especially when the kids get older or before they get up. You know, we
Yeah.
didn't really get to do a ton of exploring where we went. So like a running would be all right, but mountain biking, you could get places, more places faster. So I definitely want to go back to Black Hills, do some more there. Boulder would be cool. Up
Lots to
in
do.
Estes or over even a little bit more west in Colorado would be great. But we had a great time. Like I said, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It was just cool seeing stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we did, I think it was 10 states. So
Wow.
we
To
went
Wow.
10 states?
through
Wow.
10 states. We went Tennessee, you go up a little bit through Kentucky, through Illinois, through Missouri to Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, too long in Nebraska, up to Wyoming to South Dakota, all the way. We basically went around Nebraska the whole way, down through Iowa, and then back through all the same states. It was
That's
like
really
10
cool.
states.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What was the state you told him not to drive through, Silver? You had one that you were
Kansas.
like,
Kansas is pretty boring.
Kansas
Yeah.
is horrible in the day. That'll
Yeah.
just
We did it
steal
at
your
night.
soul.
Flat or
It's flat.
Just
nothing
flat.
to
There's
see.
nothing there.
Corn.
100%.
South
Just-
Dakota. And once you get past like, well, the Badlands, it's pretty
We know not
just.
to go to the
It's pretty much just corn.
Yeah.
Slow rolling hills.
Nebraska's rough too. It's
It's
tough.
Colorado is definitely my favorite. Wyoming was pretty cool. I wish we could have gotten out to Yellowstone, but it was just such a far trek, more west,
the
and
way,
it would have
yeah.
added more
Yeah.
back this way too. That it was just too hard. And everybody said it's so packed. Everybody's like, that's the hot spot right now. So packed, the kids wouldn't like it that much. But the Black Hills, I definitely want to go back there.
I've
It
never
was cool.
seen that. I really
It
want
was
to see
awesome.
that.
Rushmore,
Yeah.
Rushmore was really cool.
Yeah,
That sounds
that's awesome.
So is that like your one, like, is that your favorite part of the whole
Yeah,
trip?
I mean to see, you know, if we had like adult thing, yes, that was fun. Kids wise, it was cool just to see how happy they were to like,
Yeah.
you know. And then Violet yesterday, we had to drive up to Dad's to replace the fuel filter, and so she wanted to get back in that camper. Trice did too until Lily and Emma got there, and then he was gone. But Violet was like, I want to go to the camper, so we drove up. Replaced the fuel filter, and we started back down. She goes, "Where are we going?" So we're going home. She goes, "No." So we got to go home. She goes, "I want to go to the mountains." So it was
that's
good.
awesome.
That is sweet.
Yeah, and so then every time, it was hilarious. Every time we would say, every time we'd get going somewhere, we'd just start singing "On the Road Again." So they'd just start repeating "On the
That's
Road
so
Again."
funny.
It was
That's really
hilarious.
cute.
And then we started yelling out if there was a bump in the road because you'd feel it worse in the back. So we'd yell
Right.
"bump," and all the kids would yell "bump." And then Trice got introduced to soap in the mouth. One day,
Whose
Hillary.
idea was that?
Hillary had had enough. He was like sticking his tongue out or saying a bad word or something.
Yeah.
And so started putting soap in his mouth. So everywhere we'd go, he'd go, "Dad, you got soap in here?" Hey, Dad.
Can I push the limits
You
here?
got soap in here? Every
You
hotel
got
room, every restaurant, everything. Hey, Dad.
Soaps everywhere.
Yep.
Dad.
I have lots of soap.
You got soap in here? And then we'd say, yeah. And he'd go. Like, see how far he could stick his tongue out before you get soap in his mouth?
Oh, that's funny.
I know.
So,
So-
life is no longer. It's you
No,
got soap.
hey, you got soap in here? And it's soap in here?
Oh, like, did you like really use like a bar of soap?
No, like dish soap. You just put a little bit on your finger and then
Oh, okay.
stick it in
I'm
his
just
tongue
imagining-
just enough to like.
Oh, I've had that done.
The
to me.
worst was
You have?
The worst was when you would do it and then he'd get a hold of your like drink,
Oh,
and then you go to drink, you taste soap Gatorade or soap water. You're just like, meh.
little does he know. Mwahaha.
Yeah.
Soaked you back.
Yeah, hydration was the hardest part, I think. So, staying hydrated. Trice, you got soap in here? Hey, you got soap? No?
No.
He just bumped his ear.
You got chickens in here? Yep.
Chickens in here.
Jim, did you hear the big news?
No.
We landed on the moon, and we have more new apparel.
Conspiracy.
By new, I mean a brand spanking new apparel, and some old apparel. Tasia's new shirt, special edition.
Hey. Wow.
Dropping along with 4 new tanks. And don't forget, we have newly released Mayhem Mission shirts. The original Mayhem Mission logo shirt, the Unite shirt. 100% of net proceeds go to Mayhem Mission, to Mission 2540. They're a nonprofit ministry based in Amarillo, Texas, and a Micah 6:8 Bible verse shirt. Mayhem donates 100% of all specialty missions shirts to the Mayhem Mission, a nonprofit organization we've created to impact the world. You can find more information on Mayhem Mission on our website, crossfitmayhem.com.
Boom.
Boom. So all that being said, would you rather be able to fly or teleport?
Oh, teleport easy.
Then fly? Well, I guess you
think
could go
I'd want
anywhere.
to fly. Like,
Hey, man.
personally fly.
Well, I mean, like you as a human being, like
teleport.
you have the skill to fly, or
Yeah.
you can just think
How
about where you want
fast
to go.
can I fly?
Yeah, but then it's still going to take
30.
you a while to get there.
30 miles an hour?
50?
100.
Okay,
I
100.
don't even think you can fly at 30 miles an hour. I think you have to go a little faster than
He's just
that.
trying to take off.
But
Yeah.
you can't fly anyway, so
Okay,
you can't
so,
put the rules on.
Oh, right.
so 100 miles an hour flying, or you can teleport anywhere you want.
Oh, man, I'm teleporting.
We
I'm
had
gonna-
this discussion. If you could teleport,
Yeah.
but you showed up wherever you were naked, would you still teleport?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you could teleport,
Yeah, I'm still in.
if you could teleport, but every time you teleported, you pooped your pants, would you still teleport?
Oh no!
You can clean that up quick.
So you teleport in a
I'm
diaper.
still I've got a
Yeah, I'm
I've
still
got a
going.
shirt. I've got a pair of shorts in this hand and some wet
Next-
wipes in
I
this
need to see
hand.
the bathroom quick.
If you could teleport, but we had this Austin actually had this conversation.
Okay.
This is actual real.
So far, I'm still teleporting.
Real
Conversation.
same.
So,
Crap
I have
with
another
kids.
story too from the trip. But when you teleported wherever you showed up, you were sick to your stomach, like throw up sick to your stomach for an
how-
hour.
1 hour?
That's, yeah.
I'm still teleporting.
Yeah. Because you could
So
teleport,
far.
like, I don't know.
But how often would you use the teleport?
Because, man, you could be breakfast in Paris.
Oh, yeah, I've got an
Like
hour.
Jumper,
I could
like the
get-
movie Jumper.
I could
Dinner?
come to
Yeah.
Cookville and not drive.
That movie got bad reviews. I thought it was a great
Oh, that
movie.
was a great
I
movie.
thought that was a
Yeah.
good movie.
I'll be sick for an hour to go somewhere cool.
Yeah. Or just in general.
Yeah, I
Not
think
to-
you'd figure it out.
Even though I hate throwing up, so that's big.
Put on your
Yeah.
your clothes real quick. What was that second thing?
Is it like all these things
No,
cumulative?
it was
crap
just
your pants.
Well, I guess,
So
yeah.
so you're naked, you crap your pants, and
You're
your
naked,
stomach
you
hurts.
poop your pants, and you're sick for a minute or an hour.
That's a bad deal.
want to be around us when we land anywhere.
Would you rather, if you teleported, puke once or poop your pants?
Poop my pants.
Stop, Trice.
Yeah, that's a. I don't know about that. Poop your pants.
I
think
guess
would-
maybe the puking will be faster and it won't get all over you. So
I was
that's
gonna say, I'd
probably
probably throw up.
The puking's easier.
Yeah, would you show up naked just so you could poop?
Oh, it's fine.
Land poop. And what if you had to teleport in public?
That
Yeah.
makes it a little different.
No, that's
Oh.
Shit, that we had the Heimlich about to happen
So
here.
when we were in Colorado, the entire state, they mandated a mask. You had
Yeah.
the mask.
Mandatory masks.
And I hate those surgical masks.
Oh, there once you,
No
if you don't wear
bandanas anywhere. And none of those like gaiter
couldn't-
neck
why?
sleeves. You just couldn't find them.
them. Oh.
So I went into an REI to try to find. Yeah. I went into an REI to try to find a mask or like one of those gaiters or something just for the kids and for what kids we just didn't even mask because it's like, sorry, but I'm not. You think these two are going to put a mask? You think Trice is going to put a mask on?
Yeah. That on kids too?
Soap
what
wouldn't
is that
even.
rule?
I don't know. We didn't.
Because I feel like kids. That's...
So what we did is, I go to REI. They don't have anything. No bandanas, no nothing. So what I found is like a sleeping bag liner, like a heat sleeping bag liner. So it's real thin, kind of polyester.
Yeah.
And cut out squares like a bandana. And so, but the only color they had was this like teal, kind of like this color that's on your shirt almost.
Oh, I love that color.
And so we called ourselves the Tennessee Teal Bandits.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like they would stretch a little bit. The bandana thing is great because you just put it around your neck, pull it down, pull it up, whatever.
Right.
So that's actually pretty innovative that you cut up a...
No, get that stapler from him, Ben. Somebody older gentleman got really mad at us on the trail in Colorado because we weren't wearing our masks while we were running.
Oh.
Well, you were
That's
running?
crazy.
Like running, like exercising?
Yeah, while we were running up that trail.
One thing they know for sure that the virus does not last outside in sun.
Yeah. So
ultraviolet rays.
He didn't have to walk right next to you either. Like if you're running by someone, I don't know.
Like, and then we got several middle fingers when we were outside not wearing our masks.
Well, you were in Boulder, right?
Flipping a bird?
That's
What?
why.
Wow.
Yeah. So
The People's Republic of Boulder, Colorado.
I mean,
oh boy, is it a cluster out there. I mean, I can't even get a roll of toilet paper at the store or wipe my hiney. Wow. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
I love that one.
Dumb and Dumber. The one constant I can count on is RP Strength. I love eating food, and I love performing great. Thankfully, I have the RP Diet app to help me know how to best fuel my body so I can perform at 100%. I mean, just look at me. Do you think I look this way by accidentally eating Chipotle or Chick-fil-A every day? The RP Diet RP Diet app has customizable plans whether you're trying to compete in fitness, gain muscle, or just lose some fat to look better for beach season. Search the RP Diet app in the App Store. Use referral code Froning to save 33% on your prescription. Don't forget to find them on Instagram at rpstrength.com.
Boom.
The hardest part was trying to work out with the kids.
What'd you do for working out?
Yeah.
What was your...
Just very sporadic. Could have been in the morning, could have been at night, could have been found a playground one night. It got to be like 10 o'clock. Everybody went to sleep, and I was like, I have to do something. This stupid watch in your fitness rings is a bit much. But I just feel better.
Body weight stuff, or did
A
you
lot of
actually
body
have...
weights. I took stuff with me. I took a barbell and stuff. Never once pulled it off the rack.
Oh,
it was
wow.
just too hard.
Yeah.
You know, kids.
It sounded like you guys were pretty full time.
Well, yeah, and I didn't feel like leaving Hillary with all three kids, and it was just it was rough. It was like I said, I used a playground once, did a bunch of strict pull-ups and some squats there.
Right.
Used a couple hotel fitness rooms, so I got some dumbbell stuff in there. We used a dumbbell. The one place in Cheyenne, you had to, at the hotel, you had to like reserve an hour in the hotel fitness center. And it wasn't till like 9 o'clock, so we just went ahead out to the RV, did a workout outside. But I mean, got about an hour in every day of something. Good. Got my heart rate up. There was one day in Hill City where I couldn't have done anything, but I had to do something. So in the room, I did like a modified Cindy where I had a band and did 10 bent over rows with a band, 20 or 15 push-ups, 20 air squats for 20 minutes. It was better than nothing. So.
Did you run into any CrossFitters on your journey?
Yeah, a couple of them.
They're like, what the heck, Rich Froning doing in the mountains?
Yep.
In the Badlands.
In the Badlands?
No, not in the Badlands. We didn't see much in the Badlands. The Badlands are bad.
Yeah.
Lands.
Yeah, don't go back.
It was cool to see once, but enough to see.
Yeah, you survived it.
Good. Yeah, it's hot.
Get your photo shoot in and you're out.
Yep.
Is what it is.
Made some friends, made some enemies.
Yeah, good. RV driving, like you said, wasn't terrible, and it was nice that
Did you drive more or did Austin drive more?
Every fuel stop we would switch. So every 5 or 6 hours,
That's solid.
you'd switch, and it was good. If you had a third person to throw in there, it'd be incredible because it was like you wouldn't even, you get driving in and then hang out in the back, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Probably extremely illegal, but it would be really nice while you're driving to like take a bike or something, and you could work out while they're driving,
so
and just that way you waste that time while you're. That would be nice, but.
I feel like that'd be if you can just sit.
So if somebody wants to,
You
some
could definitely
RV
do
company
that.
out there wants to sponsor us, and we want, one of those toy haulers, we could turn the back of it into a fitness room.
That would
there you
be
go.
so
And we could do some YouTube videos or
my
Instagram.
gosh.
So if anybody has connections or knows anybody,
RV companies out there.
You know those
Jeez.
buses that like they go on tour with? People are doing that.
we got
there.
they
got a bike in the back.
We looked up. So A Class A is a really big RV. It's kind of the bus-shaped ones.
Yeah.
It's really
Is that
big.
what Chance has?
They're super expensive. No, he has a fifth wheel, and the fifth wheel would be
Oh, his
tough
is his
because
truck, yeah.
you can't really ride in the back. The kids
Right.
would
Yeah,
be
that would
miserable.
just-
I want
Right.
something drivable if we get something. A Class A is really nice, obviously, but they have like those backs that are like toy haulers where you can pull. What you need to do, what we figured out, our best, if we ever go down that route eventually, is get a drivable motorhome and then tow like a car.
Sure.
Because you get stuck at some of these places, you need to have some type
For sure.
of car, like a little truck or whatever that you could throw, even use as extra, storage, I guess.
Yep.
But we were looking at, some guy had it's called a Jayco Seneca. It was awesome. It's huge, but it's got the kind of the, like Bob's where it's the Freightliner truck front
Yep.
end where it's
Yep.
not the flat glass front end, but it's huge, like 35, 36 foot. You needed a couple more feet on that, what we had. And it had like a lot of them have kind of the bunk beds above the driver. That would be helpful too, just to like, we just have a lot of kids.
Right.
And so.
Well, now that you mention it, my uncle last year bought a brand new, super fancy, ginormous RV, drove it down the road one time and didn't like the way it felt when semis drove by. So
See if he wants to
you
sell
can buy
it.
that.
Yep.
It's
See if he
for
wants to sell
sale.
it.
Wow.
It just sits in his driveway because he just,
Kind of like our camper.
yeah, exactly. It just
The
sits
problem
there.
is our camper's amazing. It's beautiful. Like inside, it looks like a freaking Pinterest picture. But with the kids being so small, I don't want to. We couldn't trap them in the back of the car, and
the
then
pool
Elly and
behind thing
Austin.
makes sense. Like, what it'd be better to drive.
Yeah, you just drive and then throw attach a truck or car
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
back of it. It
Yeah.
would be great. So, man,
Ben had a conspiracy theory today, Ben,
Which one?
about the. Well, first the question is, would you go with the aliens if they beam down to Earth? He
No.
has a UFO thing today.
Definitely
you
not.
wouldn't?
No.
How do you-
2045 man says in 2028 aliens are coming.
He said that in 2028?
Yeah.
That's weird because there's a 2028 man who didn't say that.
No, there's a 2030 man that corroborated the same story.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's common knowledge. If you go with the aliens, they are going to probe you rectally.
For sure.
I mean,
For sure. Haven't you seen Independence Day?
That's happening, right?
I mean,
Have you guys not watched the
It's the only-
movies?
It's the only way in.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
geez.
where they start.
Well, Ben said the Pentagon released that there's what I don't know. Tell me.
they said quote that UFOs they have UFOs and they are aerial vehicles not made on this earth is what they said.
Wow.
This
Yeah.
is
And I
that
quote
that
from the
tic tac
Pentagon.
that tic
This
tac
is
ship. They're calling it. Well, I'm not
Kroger's
making a
and
joke
Tic
now.
Tac.
There's actually no. It's called they're
Oh.
calling it
Oh,
the tic
my
tac,
bad.
and there's like his name is Commander Favor, who's like a legit like F-16 fighter pilot who chased one of these things,
Oh,
and it's
yeah, I
like
saw that video.
Yeah.
There's a video of
like
that.
he's been on Rogan a bunch talking about it. It's like
One thing, Jim, we got to remember next podcast is
Yeah.
to get into the HRV stuff you learned.
Hey,
And I'm
listen,
going to watch that as well.
okay, I want to make an apology because we talked about the Whoop,
Yeah.
and we knew nothing about it really.
nice.
And
I got the whoop,
pretty
by the way.
pretty much destroyed it. So I did kind of
Ben's
study it. We
HRV
won't
is,
do
like,
it
really
this
high, though.
podcast.
Mine's
but-
really high, but what?
We just didn't know anything about it. We were just like, somebody's going to destroy us out there
Yeah.
because we knew nothing about what we had in our. And I did.
What's your
I think,
HRV?
I think it's great. I just think it's horrible that there's nothing. It's just
You
a
can't
band.
see it,
There's
yeah.
no
Right, you
like.
can't see anything.
There's no,
No watch, no
screen.
face.
That's my only thing. If you could put all this into like a
if it had
like
a
a
face.
I
screen.
like that better, though.
what? I don't.
Me too.
I don't like, I mean,
It's
I would be on that, like, I'd be too distracted, I think. I would use it too much.
no.
Like, let my phone
It's
be
so,
my phone.
It's so handy.
It is.
I had one. I didn't like it. So I can attest that this is
I'm-
better.
Boy,
I'm
Jim.
with Ben.
Actually, Ben, you're a pathetic loser. No offense.
I've been
What's the
told
matter?
that
Some
before.
Philly break your heart? Something has been off about you lately. I bet you haven't had your blood analyzed by Inside Tracker in months.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
was.
definitely got to be
Man.
it.
Inside Tracker analyzes your blood, DNA, and lifestyle choices to give you an ultra personalized nutrition plan so you can meet your goals. Last time they analyzed my blood, and they said I am, wow. No.
Can't say it.
No. It says I have super soldier serum in my body, which is why why I'm just a fitness freak.
Super
Super
I
soldier
gotta
serum.
read these things
Serum.
before. Pretty cool,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
SSS.
Go to
That's-
InsideTracker.com. Use the Mayhem code Mayhem
He sounds
at
so upset
checkout
about
for
it.
20% off any plan, plus free inner age if you go with the ultimate.
I'm the youngest still reigning champ, I think.
Well, I think you are.
You.
I hated that because it made me even older than I am.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
What is your HRV sitting at usually? Just curious.
Well, your HRV doesn't sit.
Ben's is like 120 something.
No, it's 180.
No, it gives you an
It's
average
so
of your
high.
They want it to
HRV.
180.
Yeah.
So my average I've got this just app on my phone. My average is like 85.
Yeah, Ben's is.
Mine's
Mine's
at 148 right now.
But there was, I mean, I literally listened to Whoop's podcast about this, and HRV is supposed to fluctuate. If it's not fluctuating,
Well,
you're
right,
not doing what
that's-
you're supposed to
right,
do.
right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, so my average is like, hold on. Yeah, this app that I use is just HRV tracker. It's not that great. It doesn't give you any.
Oh, there goes.
Camera
so
died.
That's.
Nope. That's why I got 2 up.
All right, look at you.
Oh.
Ben.
Smart Ben.
don't worry about it. He's got it.
So
Ben's got
mine
it.
just gives you like what your average is, I guess,
Yeah.
for a month or something like that.
Well, it should be in like the.
Mine's
senior
like
health.
80s or 90s or something like that.
Okay.
100
But I feel like
range.
between 60 and 80 is like what most people lie in, right?
Mine's
But
been all the way
somebody
up to
know.
173, I guess.
Jeez. But is that good or bad? Is higher or
it's neither.
Okay.
It's not good
No,
or
it's
bad.
all dependent on the person. That's
Right.
what you
Right.
need. That's why Whoop does such a good job, is because they
Right.
can give you, they can kind of decipher the
Right.
science behind it. That's
You
what.
need to-
That's the one thing. So like I have this app that's just a tracker,
Right.
but it literally tells me
Right.
zip, nothing.
You need a baseline first, and so once you have a baseline, then you can really accurately get something from HRV, and then Whoop actually measures your day strain based on HRV, sleep, and heart rate, a combination, but mostly HRV. And then it's supposed to fluctuate because that's those two nervous systems talking to each other.
Right.
I dug into this big time. So if you're not using it and then recovering, and then you're not building and growing. So you want it high, you want it low, then you want to recover the right way. Periodic training.
Have you tried that on your ankle?
I've
I'm
not.
interested to see if it
No.
would actually work on your. I
if
might
it
wear
could go
if it's on
anywhere
my
that's
ankle.
not double wrist, that'd be awesome.
I hate having it on my wrist.
I've completely forgot about it now. I mean,
I can't but when you put grips and stuff on.
it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
drives me
I just scoot it farther up a little bit, like right there.
And I'm like Ben, I don't like to know. I don't want to see anything. I don't know anything. And the Apple Watch really distracted me. So this has been
I like
good.
not having my phone as much.
Yeah.
It helps.
Another thing too, when I had the Apple Watch, I kept just like bumping on stuff, and I was so afraid I was gonna break it.
So don't you bump that on stuff?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, this doesn't have a screen that I rely on, you know.
Yeah, but you could break the computer in there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you
It
could.
broke the little
Well, I mean,
snap
yeah,
piece
I have to
on
hit
it.
it
Break the
really
snap
hard.
piece. I broke the snap piece on it.
Like this
I
little
did
thing?
too.
I did.
Really?
I broke mine too. Yeah, my first
That's why I
one.
stopped
See?
wearing
Huh.
it because my piece snapped.
Didn't
Yeah.
know that. I'll be
I had
careful,
it
I
on
guess.
forever, and then just no turning back once it snapped in half.
Yeah, we'll talk about it some more.
Yeah.
Ben, maybe you and I'll
Yeah.
just do a whole podcast on,
I'd love it.
how we feel about it.
Yes.
How do you feel about Kettlebros popcorn?
Well,
Wow.
It is a popcorn snack
delicious.
made that is made.
It's,
It is a popcorn snack. This says, that wasn't my fault. It says, this is a popcorn snack that is made from a super duper top secret recipe guarded in the dungeons of CrossFit Mayhem by Gilligan and Gipper. Well, you're going to get through that. Nobody knows the entire recipe. 5 of us all have a part of the recipe, and each of us put it in one part of the recipe to the popcorn maker at carefully selected times each week. So if one of us is assassinated and our part of the recipe is stolen, the entire secret won't be revealed. The popcorn machine kicks on at the stroke of midnight
gosh.
on the first full moon of each month
Oh.
to churn and mixes the popcorn and mixes too many ands
stay with it.
and pops
got it.
all night until the secret delicacy we all enjoy to munch on is poured out of its dregs. The popcorn has literally saved our sanity around here with its kernels so full of joy and hope. Each bite takes you closer to heavenly bliss. I want to live in a world where popcorn exists in every household. I'm talking about a place where the beer flows like wine, where the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm talking about Aspen. I mean, popcorn heaven. Willy Wonka has rated it as number one popcorn in the world. Life is a fragile thing, Tasia, which is gone. 1 minute you're chewing on a burger or eating a piece of popcorn, the next minute you're dead meat. That's why you should eat all the popcorn you can now. It is available in both original and protein flavors as a snack the whole family can enjoy without any added chemicals or other garbage. In stock now at all Nutrition Factory stores throughout Tennessee. Go follow them on Instagram at Kettlebros and use discount code Froning for 10% off the entire Kettlebros order.
That's a solid ad right there.
was long, though.
It was
That
long,
was,
but it was
It
good.
could have been, yeah.
You
That made me
stuck with it,
tired.
though.
I need a nap.
I know, right?
Started
What time are we
slow,
at?
but
We
got
gotta be
stronger.
past
We're
it.
at an hour and 11 minutes.
Oh wow, this is
Yeah.
a long one. Sorry about that, everybody. Froning Farms. No what?
Oh,
No BS. Trice may be a bison stick. He ate probably 4 bison sticks, or if not more, a
my
day. That's
gosh.
you. And Violet loves them. Bill Tong was awesome, saved our life. But
wow.
Trice literally ate a bison stick every.
Whoa.
You wanna play Smack Face?
Oh,
Oh.
Ready? You win. All right. That's
And with that-
and that's all she wrote. Trice wins. Oh, you want my turn?
Oh, this is.
oh, that's
my
legitimate.
No. Hey,
Where's Tasia?
we only
I
play
don't
Smack
know.
Face
Where'd
with
she
Dad,
go?
right? All right.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.